The New York Jets have been flying under the radar this offseason, but I see no reason why they shouldn't be the odds-on favorite to win the AFC East in 2024. Welcome in, how you doing? I'm Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, why has a team in one of the biggest markets in the country been able to slide past the eyes of national media when just a year ago they were talked about as a serious Super Bowl contender? I don't have any answer for that, but I do think the NFL and the AFC East in particular are in for a big wake-up call when September rolls around. Now, up until a year ago, I'd understand the lack of attention. They haven't been to the playoffs since 2010 when Mark Sanchez was under center and was passing to Santonio Holmes and Braylon Edwards. Since then, the Jets have finished above 500 just once and have had double-digit losses in 9 of the past 13 seasons. They got rid of Rex Ryan, who's one of the most successful coaches in recent Jets history, hired and fired Todd Bowles after 4 disappointing seasons, and made the meme-worthy mistake of hiring Adam Gase for a short time. Remember those eyes? Here they are in all their glory at his introductory press conference in 2019.
I'm excited to get going. I know it's a ways away before we get players in here, but you can feel the energy in the building. Today's been a great day. And really at the end of the day, we're here for one reason. Our process started a couple days ago, and we'll see what it brings to us.
The Jets moved on from Gase following the 2020 season and hired current head coach Robert Saleh, who was serving as the defensive coordinator in San Francisco. That was really the start of their turnaround, though I hesitate to use that word because things haven't been very fun in Jets land. Still, things are looking up going into the 2023 season. They finally found the Zach Wilson replacement they needed, and then some, nabbing Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers in a blockbuster trade. What a time that was to follow along on social media. The whole darkness retreat thing feels like ages ago. Nevertheless, the Jets had extremely high hopes entering the season. Here's General Manager Joe Douglas on those expectations.
We're not running. We're hiding from any expectations that are out there. I think when the dust settles, you want to be in the conversation as one of those teams that can compete for a Super Bowl. You get a ticket into the dance and anything happens. And so I think with the training camp we've had, I think the job that the players have done, the job that the coaching staff has done, we're ready.
The first game of the season had hype unlike anything we've seen in some time. Rodgers ran out of the tunnel with the American flag on the anniversary of 9/11, and the energy in that stadium could be felt through the TV screen. Then, the whole season was over before it started. Rodgers tore his Achilles on the 3rd play in his new uniform, and all the optimism was gone. The Jets went on to go 7-10 and finish 3rd in the division. But this year's a new year, and Rodgers is expected to be fully healthy. It's time to get those hopes back up in New York, because there's a ton to be excited about. Before we even get into the new offense with AR-12 under center, the Jets' defense is absolutely elite. They allowed just 292 yards per game a season ago, good for 3rd best in the league. And that unit is star-studded. Sauce Gardner and Quincy Williams were first-team All-Pros, Quinnen Williams and Jermaine Johnson II were Pro Bowlers, and young safeties Jordan Whitehead and Tony Adams brought in a combined 7 interceptions and 179 tackles. The defense was never the problem and should be poised to do it again. Here's Rodgers on the foundation of the defense and his aspirations to raise the offense to the same level.
I think we got a core group of guys that's really solid. I think you saw a lot of great play this year from individuals. Some guys took some steps from years 1 and 2. I think there's a lot of great cornerstone foundational pieces to build around what you need. Great young talent, guys in their first contract, guys who just got paid and played at a high level. We had 2 Pro Bowlers and a lot of other guys who could have been, but those are all on the defensive side of the ball. We're our 2 specialists, so we need to make sure we get some of those guys getting the recognition and playing at the Pro Bowl level, All-Pro level on the offensive side of the ball.
Back to the offensive side. The Rodgers injury was the biggest issue, but there were some other questionable decisions like signing his old Packers teammates Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. Lazard got a 4-year, $44 million deal, and Cobb a 1-year, $2.25 million deal to do just about nothing all year. Still, the bones of the offense are extremely strong. Garrett Wilson is a budding star, and Breece Hall is turning into one of the best backs in the league. Those two are just 23 and 22 years old and seemingly have unlimited ceilings. All they need is the right guy getting the ball, and Rodgers has always been that guy. I mean, he nearly played at the end of last season, so there shouldn't be any worry he won't be the same Rodgers we've seen for the better part of the past 2 decades. He'll be back in full force and with a vengeance to prove he made the right choice in leaving Green Bay. And the Jets still have an entire offseason to add to the already impressive young roster. They have about $25 million in cap space right now, and it could be even more with added roster cuts and contract restructurings. They also have the 10th overall pick in the upcoming draft for whichever positions they don't add in free agency. With all of this going for them, I just can't understand why they aren't talked about more lately. Maybe we just got sick and tired of hearing about them from May to September last year? I don't know for sure, but I do know it's time to bring them back into the national spotlight because this team is ready to win the division and make a run at their first Super Bowl since 1969. The division rival Buffalo Bills will stand in their way, but our old pal Scott doesn't have a lot of faith in their QB Josh Allen. To hear more about how he thinks he's trash, check out our recent point of view. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning into this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.